Hi there, I'm Kasia Bodurka in for Carrie Oliver, and you're watching the Weather Network. You're right on time for your national forecast, and I hope you enjoyed your last official weekend of summer. Now, it was quite summer-like for some of us. Sunny skies, high pressure in place. It was feeling a little bit like fall, but for our friends in Newfoundland, we saw snow. Wait to some people from that region. They said that that snow lasted for approximately 6 hours, so it was somewhat of a long bout. Now, going from active weather to Newfoundland, we had also seen some snow in Whistler. So some of the higher elevations, BC had seen some snow over the weekend as well. We're not looking at any such weather for today. More so, rain is still the story for this region. So we are looking at an additional 20 to 40 millimeters of rain in and around the Stewart area, but more so Prince Rupert as well as the southern tip of Haida Gwaii, up to 70 millimeters of rain still expected through Tuesday. And it's also very windy. I'm sure you noticed this. In fact, Environment Canada has issued a wind warning, so securing your objects, maybe staying on the indoors if you can, because it is quite windy out there. Now this afternoon, though, for southerly regions, the interior, looking quite seasonal. Sunny skies, high pressure in place, and this is a break from your active weather. Enjoy it. Today is the day to get out there this afternoon because it is going to be getting a little on the messy side. We do have a number of systems moving into the region, so we're going to have a lot of rain this week. So again, get out there. But take note, for the afternoon, we are looking at some rain to the Medicine Hat region. Right now, we're looking at a system developing off the Rockies, so Calgary, into the rains this morning, pushing its way east. It's a very quick moving system. So a lot of us are going to be seeing scattered showers throughout the afternoon. It's going to be pushing its way east, basically across the provinces, across the prairies this afternoon throughout the day. So again, southerly regions, some scattered showers for the afternoon, but temperatures in and around seasonal, and they're going to be really building for this week. You're going to enjoy it if you are into an extension of summer. Now, in the meantime, we're looking at some rains coming to us for Ontario, especially. That's where we're expecting more so amounts between 20 and 35 millimeters of rain to northwestern Ontario. That's going to be for Tuesday, and a lot of us are going to be seeing rain today. In fact, we've been already seeing it in the Windsor region, Sarnia. We had some calls to the storm line as well. We're going to be getting between 10 and 20, and it's going to be moving into the Toronto region around 2 p.m. today. So your ride home could be a little on the wet side, keeping mind of that. And the Nickel Belt could be seeing more amounts of rain. This is what we're expecting for northern Ontario. Again, we see that rain. Temperature is a little on the lower side than normal, and 19 for us in Toronto. More in the long range right now. Do you want a free new Dell computer? If you've been watching us here at the Weather Network, you know we're giving away a Dell a day, and how you can do it is head to our website, theweathernetwork.com/Dell, and plug in this. That's your secret word, hurricane. Okay, no hurricanes affecting us in the long range. So let's talk about what to expect. We are looking at a system affecting us in Manitoba as well as Ontario for Tuesday. That's that quick mover from the Rockies. Seasonal, high pressure in place for most of us across the eastern flank of the country, although Newfoundland, you're going to be seeing some rain on Tuesday, not too much though. Now we are looking at stormy conditions developing in BC. That's going to be lasting for quite some time. Take note, Wednesday it's going to be getting even more severe with very, very strong winds, but there is a ridge in the jet stream for the rest of the prairies. Temperatures are going to be building consistently for the next few days. A low pressure affecting us in Ontario as well as Quebec, but seasonal high pressure in Atlantic Canada. Unsettled though for Thursday. In less than 1 minute, we have your local forecast coming up, and following that, we'll be talking about all those stories making weather news. But first, allow me to give you a little sneak peek as to what to expect across the country for today. It looks like we're getting some active weather right across the country. But keep in mind, this area of low pressure off the Rockies, it's a quick mover. It's going to be pushing its way across the prairies really fast today. So isolated showers here and there. They're going to be scattered, but not an all-day story for anybody. A low pressure system in the Ontario region. A lot of us are going to be seeing some rain as well. Keeping that in mind, bringing an umbrella with you. And Nova Scotia, you're going to be getting some rain as well, especially in and around Halifax. The peak hurricane season has passed, but it's far from over. Maria made landfall in Newfoundland on Friday as a Category 1 hurricane. Despite its strength, the island escaped major damage. Final rainfall totals were on the low side of what the forecasters were calling for, and the worst of the winds stayed at sea. Hurricane forecasters in Miami, thunderstorms were rolling through southern Manitoba at the time, and along the way, now, food and supplies are starting to run out in southern Pakistan. Hundreds of people are now and have been cut off from the rest of the country. Now, after a stormy weekend, collectors will be combing the beaches in Atlantic Canada for small treasures. Shelley Steeves tells us more about that. Much more to come here at the Weather Network. Please stay with us. Many of you, I'm sure, have tuned in to find out about your local forecast, and you're in luck because that's coming up in less than 60 seconds. And after that, we're talking about all those areas across the country that are seeing some active weather. I'm going to give you a little bit of a sneak peek right now. We are looking at some rains developing off the Rockies, and that's going to be pushing its way right across the prairies today. So a little scattered showers to the southerly regions of the prairies. BC, a break from active weather. And Ontario, that's another place where we're seeing a lot of rain, so keeping an umbrella handy in these areas. Now, if you're heading to the States, not looking at too much active weather, perhaps just the southerly coasts at New Orleans as well as Houston, Miami, some active weather, rainy weather to these regions, and to the Caribbean. We are looking at a number of storms, but there is one area that we are particularly watching, which could be a named storm by the end of tomorrow. We're going to let you know more about that coming up. Kasia Bodurka here in for Carrie Oliver, and you're right on time for your active weather report. Now, before we talk about what's going on across the country, who's seeing rain, who's seeing very strong winds, as for the Canadian story, we are watching some rains. They have been developing off the foothills, so Calgary, a lot of southerly regions of Alberta. We are looking at the windy, the rainy conditions, a lot of cloud cover, but it's a quick mover. So the system is moving, pushing its way across the prairies throughout the day. A lot of us are going to be seeing some scattered showers. Now, northern and central coastal BC, lots of rain coming to you. Mind you, the bulk of the major rain associated with this system, that's said and done. It is slowly dissipating, but another system is on its way. In the meantime, the Prince Rupert region, as well as the southern tip of Haida Gwaii, expecting up to 70 additional millimeters of rain. It's also very windy. Winds could be gusting up to 90 kilometers per hour, so securing your objects on the outside if you haven't already. And more rain coming to northwestern Ontario and right across the prairies. As you can see, that's that quick mover system that we're talking about, up to 20 to 35 millimeters of rain for northwestern Ontario. Nickel Belt also looking at quite substantial amounts, between 20 and 30 mils. And into Toronto, we're going to get some rain into the afternoon hours, roughly at about 2 p.m. So your ride home could be a little on the messy side, bringing your umbrella with you as you head out. Also, Nova Scotia, you're going to be getting some rain in the afternoon hours. That's your active weather report. So what is the rest of my day going to be looking like? I'm sure you're wondering that. Well, you're right on time. Your local forecast, that's coming up in less than 60 seconds. And after that, we have a full national forecast for you. But I'm just going to give you a sneak peek. We are watching an area of low pressure developing in Alberta. A lot of us are seeing rain already. It's going to be pushing across the prairies today. Ontario seeing rain today as well. And into tomorrow, that very quick moving system is going to be affecting us in Ontario as well. Some rain is also coming to the east and the west coast. In fact, a lot is coming to the west coast. That's going to be a big story for us because it's going to be lasting for quite some time. Now, coming up, it's Monday, September 19th. It's the last official week of summer. I'm Kasia Bodurka in for Carrie Oliver, and you're right on time because we're going to be talking about what's going on across the country today and in the next few days with your long-range forecast. Now, let's talk about some of the big stories that people have really been talking about across the country. Hurricane Maria. Snow. Yes, we did see some snow in Newfoundland. That was right now in Newfoundland. But speaking of snow, we've also seen some flurries. The Building off the foothills, Lake Louise, the Whistler region too. You've been looking at some rainy or snowy conditions here and there throughout the week. But today the big story is this area of low pressure still bringing us some rains. Now the bulk of the rain, that is said and done, but it is dissipating, this rain, but we're still seeing an additional between 40 and 70 millimeters of rain in the southern tip of the Haida Gwaii as well as the Prince Rupert region. It's also very windy. Winds could be gusting up to 90 kilometers an hour, so securing your items on the outside, maybe staying inside if you can. But for the southerly regions, we are expecting seasonal conditions, high pressure in place, sunny skies. Enjoy it because active weather is really coming to the region. We're going to be seeing one area of low pressure after another enter the BC region. It's going to be affecting us also into the interior. Now take note, this afternoon, Calgary, you are clearing up. I know you're seeing some rain in the morning hours. That's going to be pushing its way across the prairies quite quickly today and into the afternoon. Regina, you're going to be seeing it as well, swift currents, so pushing its way across. Some isolated showers coming to you. But it's okay. It's going to be clearing up for you very shortly, and temperatures are going to be building quite consistently. By the end of the week, you're going to be revisiting summer, that's for sure. It's going to be up to the high 20s, low 30s even by Friday. Now let's talk about the Dell a Day contest. Now, do you want a brand new laptop, Dell laptop? Well, you can win one right here at the Weather Network if you head to our website, weathernetwork.com/Dell, and you punch in this secret code, hurricane. That's the secret word of the day, and you could win. We've been essentially giving away a Dell a day. This is a 30-day promotion that we have here going on, so it's really exciting. Now, in the meantime, we are looking at rains for you in Ontario. The Toronto region, we could be seeing the rain at about 2 p.m. today, so your ride home from work, it may be a little on the messy side. Bringing an umbrella with you if you can. So the rains to northeastern Ontario as well as the Nickel Belt. It's going to be a little on the rainy side. More substantial amounts, so between 20 and 30 millimeters of rain to you, but it is clearing up for northwestern Ontario. Sunny skies with high pressure sliding in. Toronto, we see these little rainy icons. 19 is your daytime high today, just a little below seasonal. It's going to go back to seasonal for tomorrow. And a little rains. That's what we're expecting for Nova Scotia today, and more so for you in Newfoundland on Tuesday. More coming up in your long range. An area of low pressure affecting us in northwestern Ontario. Again, that's going to be for Tuesday. And really, this area of low pressure, that's from the foothills, from the Rockies today. So again, like I said, a very quick moving system. It's going to be seasonal, high pressure in place for southern Ontario and Quebec for Tuesday. And still some rainy weather instability to Newfoundland. Milder conditions across the prairies starting to build those temperatures, whereas stormy conditions really move in on BC, and it becomes really intense for Wednesday. That's going to be your most intense day with the strongest winds and most amounts of rain coming to you. It does continue to heat up with that ridge and the jet stream, bringing in a southerly flow of air to the prairies. So if you want to revisit summer, head to the prairies. Area of low pressure affecting us in Ontario as well. A lot of instability, but seasonal across Atlantic Canada. Now that changes for Thursday when we see some instability, a chance of rain for you. High pressure in place for everybody else, but then still stormy in BC.